There we go. I jumped the gun a little bit there. What is up, guys? How are you?
Good.
I saw Sarah wearing something earlier on her head. On the
what you got, Sarah?
Looks like she was wearing her bra on her head or something, which I was going
to wear it. Diana put my bra on top of my head, and I look like little Nikki. Like,
you should have. You should have kept it on.
I was like, let me not do that, though.
You should have, because it would have left Ryan totally speechless.
That would have been awesome.
I was hoping that you saw me. That's why I was like,
I saw you. Yeah. As far as like this, looking at the camera, I'm like, what the hell is that on her head?
Well, that stinks because I'm back there. I can't see either one of y'all until I'm out.
Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. I'm going to do it.
Do it. Is it National Bra on Your Head Day?
This is a first. You may get some people excited here, Sarah. This is the kind of content you can expect on the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show. I mean, really, I'm actually kind of surprised that Sarah is with us, and because it is National Handcuff Day.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's also National Cherry Pie Day.
Oh, I love cherry pie.
And we'll just leave that with that. And National
I know. I mean, they can get those two holidays together. If you have if your mind's in the gutter, this could be a very happy day for you.
Cherries, muffins, and handcuffs.
Cherries, muffins, and handcuffs.
It's Muffin Day too. So I mean, you can have lots of fun with handcuffs and baking. I mean, what could be more fun than that? What is up? FPRI, Chris, Heaven, Dusty. How are you guys doing? So I've been feeling weird today. I've had all this energy, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's like all day long. It's just been like, oh my God. And I don't know why. What's up, Lois?
My daughter has been like off the wall, like
maybe
crazy.
I don't know. Maybe is Mercury in retrograde or whatever?
Probably. There's always something.
When I start feeling weird, I'm gonna blame it on that.
Always something in retrograde.
It must be the planets. It must be the planets. So, again, guys, happy National Handcuff Day. Thank you again for joining us on such a momentous holiday.
Yeah.
And if you guys are having fun with handcuffs while you're watching the show, that's really cool. I'm glad we can help you with that.
Hello.
You should be sharing your cherry pie muffins, though. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yes. I would send us some muffins while you're at it.
Yeah. My hair's all messed up now from the bra.
Your bra was on your head for like 2 seconds.
I know, but it took up like one cuff would take up all of my head. So like it's just like
I'm not gonna lie.
It like messed up half of my hair.
All the people who have bras on their head fetishes watching this show, they were like, "Oh my God,
all over the place,
honey, break out the handcuffs. We are going to town. I'm gonna eat your cherry pie."
It was so weird. Like Diane,
will you munch on my muffins?
Did you see Diane with it on first?
No, I just saw you in it. You have to bring Diane on next time. Put the bra on her head. I got Billy, God. Alex, and Bill in the queue here, and they're just probably looking at us. I was like, what the heck did we get ourselves into?
Does it smell like you haven't watched it forever?
Jason Gray said you could fit a head in each cup. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Y'all are too much.
Oh, my gosh. It's full moon Friday. Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, God. I'm dying.
It's Freaky Tuesday, what it is. Okay, now it's time to get her to give out. Let's talk about what happened on Sunday real quick. We did a CE5 session at the cabin. I don't think everyone knows what a CE5 session is. Can you explain that to our?
Yeah.
So a CE5 session is when you meditate. A good thing for you to look up before I say anything is Dr. Stephen Greer. He is the founder of CE5. Like he is the person who made this. And so he could tell you more in depth on his documents what it is. But essentially is when you meditate, you can essentially communicate with, either aliens or other dimensional beings through meditation and through like your brain waves. So I did it when I don't remember, it was December-ish when I did I did a small CE5 session, and Ryan saw
I looked up and I saw like a red flash, right? And of course you think red flash, you'll think like, it's got to be like a plane or something. But the thing is, I just only saw it for like a second and it disappeared. And it was a clear night, so I could see everywhere around me. So if it was a plane,
it would campfire, or were y'all flashing. In the woods?
In the woods.
We're in the way back.
Yeah, in the huge clearing. So there's like there's nothing around. And so essentially it's just basically like you're telling them where you're located through your brainwave. You're like, hey, can you come over and try to make contact? And like there's a lot of people in China that do it now. There's a mountain on China, I forgot what it's called, but they gather at this mountain and they do huge CE5 events. And like it's crazy. It's just crazy. All of the stuff that they've seen and caught on camera from them doing these CE5 events there. So we'll definitely, I want to do a whole episode on it.
I think we should.
Yeah.
That's great.
Of course, all our viewers are talking about boob sweat.
I mean, I'm trying not to be giggling, but like
these are our people
under
here in our tribe talking about boob cheese and boob sweat on the chat room there.
It was a brand new bra.
But it was an interesting night on Sunday. I enjoyed doing the CE5 session. We had a lot of interaction with spirits and stuff, and Sarah got her name called out like 4 or 5 times. And they were not very happy with us being there.
No,
if you start going somewhere repetitively, they know who you are. They actually, I think, know when you're coming.
Like they said, Sarah,
here they come again.
You're so pretty. And I was like, what the like,
it was
we're
weird.
On live. We were Ryan and I both were on live when it happened. Like it was so crazy. And like they were
odd Virginia.
Us, like, go away. We don't want you here. Leave. It was so bad. And then I caught a EVP, like the REM pod. So we were gathered around the bonfire, and I had my REM pod out and my K2 set out. And then all of a sudden, both the REM pod just went crazy and the K2 went crazy at the exact same time. And I caught it on video, and I caught a EVP that Heaven found. When I sent it to her, she said, "Oh my God, you have an EVP," and it said, "Get out." It said, "Get out," and I was like, "Oh my God, holy shit!" And it was right when like everything started going crazy, and it just fit the mood for the entire night.
It was interesting. It was just
us there.
It's been a weird time out there for the past few weeks, and hopefully it'll be just as active when we go back out there on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So
I'm just worried about
tonight
that.
we have the Odd Virginia podcast on the show with us tonight. I actually met them on Instagram.
Ooh.
Saw their page. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get them on the show. Talk about some weird stories from Virginia. But first, we've got some work to do. First, we got to give out a paranormal shout out. And today's lucky recipient of a paranormal shout out, because if you get a paranormal shout out on the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show, your
You've
page
made it.
goes up like by 1 or 2 likes.
You made it.
Soaring.
Maybe 3 if you're lucky on a good day.
Yeah. You get the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show rub, and you'll get tens of people liking you.
Fives of people.
It's Tennessee. Exactly. Tennessee
You want 5
Paranormal.
with the bra on the head, though. There's gonna be like 5 more.
Of course. You just got to get the word out. I did a shout out for Creepy Cincinnati Paraforensics back last month, and they came on the show. They had a great time. Dusty's in the chat right now. Shout out to Creepy Cincinnati. That was a good show last week.
Yeah, it was.
I really enjoyed the conversation we had last week with them. So maybe Tennessee Paranormal would want to come on the show. They're committed to the integrity of the field. We're located in Memphis and offer ghost tours, public investigations, and private investigations. Our team is comprised of members who have years of experience in the field. So you're not dealing with people who just started investigating yesterday. Years of experience. And that, if you live in Tennessee or in Memphis and you're looking for a team to investigate with, why don't you check out Tennessee Paranormal? Tell them the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show sent you. And they'd be like, who? Who are you talking about?
You'll give us a shout out. Thanks.
Exactly. We're spreading the freaking awesome love over here. Now, the word of the day. What was it last week? Look back here in the show notes here. Ducky Shincracker was the word last week. I go on Google and I find old timey phrases that need to be brought back. Bring it back. Yeah, that's how I can talk
Bring
right now. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
We talk good. Brought back. And the phrase of the day is flub the dub.
Oh yes, flub the dub.
Flub
What
the
is
dub.
it?
Love the dub.
I feel like this is something sexual.
No, it's not. It's not like when someone's watching porn or
Why don't you
something.
just go flub the
They
dub?
go flub the dub. Why don't you go flub the dub? Take care of business. No. It's to avoid doing your work, which I guess you kind of do when you flub the dub. Jason like flog the dolphin. Hey baby, you want to go flub the dub with me? Yeah. It is National Handcuff Day after all, so just getting into the holiday spirit.
A freaky show.
Yeah, we definitely put emphasis on the word freak on this show.
Flub the dub.
Go us.
Flub the dub.
Go flub the dub. All right. Then we have the question of the day. Like my little echo effect there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my special effects.
I want to get some.
Jason Gray. I'm hijacking this show. The question of the day is pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos all day, every day.
I'm going for pizza. Let's bring on the folks from Odd Virginia Podcast and ask them the hard-hitting question of the day. Welcome, Bill DeGallo and Alex. What is up, guys?
Freaking awesome people.
Hey.
Thanks for having us on. Very good to be here. I just want to say I love pizza.
So I'm going to bring it.
Pizza more than you like tacos?
Of course, yeah.
Taco pizza, the only way to go.
Sorry, I'm leaving.
So what'd you say, Bill? I didn't hear you.
Taco pizza.
That's a hack right there.
Life hacks.
Fat
dudes will come with
taco
food
pizza.
life hacks all day, every day.
I don't really like pizza like that at all. Like, I just don't like pizza. Like, sometimes I like pizza. I have to have a craving for it.
Me too.
I'm Italian. You're breaking my heart.
Tacos, I can eat.
You gotta get lost in that
every day.
sauce.
Listen, I will literally down a taco from Taco Bell every single day.
Have you had a taco pizza?
I
I
have
have not, but that sounds intriguing.
They're freaking delicious.
They
Dude,
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those pizzas at Taco Bell are really good.
Dude, and then like I found one at Food Line the other day. It's like thin crust, taco sauce, meat, cheese, peppers, onions, and sliced black olives. And
Ooh, this
Yes.
is like a real thing.
yeah.
Yes, it's real.
Shut
Dude, the
up. Where'd
first
you get
taco
it from?
pizza I ever had, I'm old man. I was at a place called Mr. Gaddy's in Harrisonburg, Virginia, like in the year of our Lord 1989, and my mind was
Old
blown.
school.
God.
It was
Hey,
like a
we're-
Chuck E. Cheese that served beer.
I'm getting ready to go to Harrisonburg
Way
in
ahead of its
March,
time.
so I might
Oh,
have to
word.
pick it up.
Oh, it doesn't exist here anymore, unfortunately.
Damn it.
R.I.P.
What's that place in Bridgewater, Bill, that has really good pizza? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sergio's went out of business. The town of Bridgewater bought the pizza place to turn it into a pharmacy. Wah, wah, wah.
Nothing
Why?
sacred.
But in Stanton, what's the pizza? Shendoa Pizza in Stanton,
I've
Yeah,
gone
which
to
is like
that
just
place.
south of Harrisonburg.
Oh,
They
it's
have
so
something
good.
called the Latitude, which is
Hey,
a
Tiffany.
taco
Hey,
pizza
Phil.
with pickled
Hey, Jason. Hey,
jalapeno.
CR.
Yep. We went there when we were in Staunton last time. Staunton.
Oh, you're from out of town.
Exactly.
How can you tell?
Staunton. I'm not even
Stan-
from Maryland. Virginia. I'm from Maryland. So all of y'all's cities,
I won't hold that against you.
like,
We love you anyway.
like Norfolk or
Yeah,
Norfolk.
Henrico.
Don't say that one like
No,
the
it's the
locals.
Powhite. The Powhite.
Or bump ass.
Bump ass.
Bump ass.
Oh yeah, I'm going to Bumpus this weekend.
How about man asses?
Man
asses.
asses.
Man asses.
Like, who made the words in Virginia? I just need to
Some perv, dude.
Some perv, some Native American, some really bad white people trying to say Native American words.
Oh God.
Exactly.
You know, like Massanutten.
Massanutten. See?
Yeah, it's a
Nuttin.
ski
Here we go.
resort up
That
there.
does sound kind of dirty now that I think about it.
There's a lot of weird stuff. And then
saw
like we have
one,
like Moscow and like all these like every major city in the world is like a city in Virginia or a town or an area
There's
in Virginia
Paris.
somewhere. It's really
Paris.
weird.
There's a Paris, Virginia.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Moscow, Paris, I'm 40 and have done too much weed and chair shots and backyard wrestling to remember anything else right now. So yeah. But there's a lot of cities. Yeah.
I know there's a licking hole somewhere, but I don't
There
think
is a
it's
licking
street.
hole.
There's
Yeah,
a
is it-
licking hole.
Licking hole.
Yeah,
What is
like
wrong? Can we just like as a community come together and just like decide on which names need to be changed? Like
well
licking
here
holes.
like
Just
you don't
keep
want to talk
it.
about names that are weird. I actually have I did a little research on an episode me and Alex are going to record on odd Virginia laws. Like here's some like laws that are still on the books.
Shut up, tell me.
So in Victoria, Virginia, it's illegal to skate down the sidewalk of Main Street. And let's see here. In Virginia Beach, it is unlawful to drive the same place within 30 minutes on Atlantic Avenue. Like
What?
you can't go like back and forth between two shops or they'll give you a ticket. Spitting on seagulls is against the law at Virginia Beach.
Listen, I
I
guess I
mean,
can't be spitting on
Who
seagulls.
doesn't do that?
I do it all the time. I guess I can't do it anymore.
In Lebanon, Virginia, it's illegal to kick your wife out of bed.
I'm not moving to Lebanon anytime.
Especially on National Handcuff Day.
Culpeper, Virginia, no one may wash their mule on the sidewalk.
Oh man, that's where else you gonna wash your mule?
Where else
There
are you
are-
supposed to wash your mule?
Are you supposed to wash your mule in the bathtub? Like, where are you supposed to wash it?
It's anywhere but the sidewalk.
God.
In Virginia,
In the road. It's supposed
as
to be
a
in the
state,
road.
it is against the law to use X-rays to fit your shoes.
What?
I mean,
What?
I don't know.
So back in the day when X-rays first became a big thing, everyone's like, "Oh, medicine, this is great." They were like, "Hey, you know, it'd be really great. Kids are really crappy about telling us the truth on if something feels good or not." So they made a little wooden box that was about big enough to put a child's foot in with the shoe, and they would X-ray the kid's feet to see if the toes and the shoe ratio was right. Unfortunately, They then, in the 50s, started to realize the radiation effects on children and general crotchal and lower regions on high radiation of X-rays,
Oh
my
and
my
decided
god.
that, hey, we should make a law making that illegal.
That's all I can get behind. Don't
Tyranny, man.
bring a
Tyranny.
tiny X-ray machine to measure your kid's feet
Period.
when you can just use a roller or something a little more simple.
That little metal thing we all used to use as a kid. Put in, they slide the little thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I used to work at Stride Rite as a kid, like as a teenager. and I
Stride
used to-
Rite. Oh my god.
I used to use that
That
all
is
the
a-
time.
That
Ugh.
is a blast from the past. Or what?
Stride
Kenny
Rite.
shoes.
Oh my God, the real star of
Calm
Odd Virginia,
again.
Spoon, is on camera. Spoonie.
Hey, everybody.
What
What is
is
up?
Aw.
Spoon. Oh. Hey.
Oh, I
Girl.
thought that was a sock puppet at first. I
Me
was like,
too.
what is
Oh.
that? We're getting real freaky. What is happening?
It's like,
Yeah, she likes to bother me while I'm at my desk.
Oh,
Oh, that's
I don't mind.
Oh my gosh.
We
So
take all the
cute.
money we don't make
Say
at
bye,
Odd
Spoon.
Virginia to buy her battle cat armor of Rolexes.
oh, I
Yeah, she could fit a bunch of wristwatches on her.
I have a bigger screen to my left, so I'm like, because you're on my phone, so like if I'm looking over here, it means I'm looking at you. I can't see you very well, so I saw the sock puppet on my phone, but then I saw.
Hey, I'm looking at on a computer here, and I thought it was a sock puppet myself.
Your eyes are all blurry from looking at bra cups earlier.
That's what it is.
My mom said you did too much, you'd lose your vision. That's why I just stopped when I needed glasses.
I'm wearing glasses myself. It didn't help, apparently.
So I have a weird law for you, but it's from Maryland.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let us know.
It's illegal. It's legal to beat your wife on Sunday at noon,
Mm-hmm.
only on courthouse steps.
Yeah, Virginia has that one on the books too.
That's so
Well,
weird.
if you're in the courthouse
That's very
steps
weird.
on Sunday at noon, it's okay to beat your wife.
Yeah, and New
It's a
England
community event at that
it was okay to do it on Sundays as long as the stick was no bigger than your thumb. That's what rule of thumb comes from. It's a true
stick is
story.
no-
Shut up.
Get out.
Listen,
is-
it's still a
I
rule.
love learning
so,
how
like, I
where
can
things
take my
come
wife
from.
That's
to the
because
house
it's still a
and just beat the crap out of her.
it's still a rule
So,
because there's not a man
still
yet
on the
who's got his
books.
wife to the steps. That's the truth.
Yeah, it's
It's like, hey, sweetie, let's go for a walk down by the courthouse.
yeah. Come on.
Like, no, it has nothing to do
Get
with
some
you
fresh
burning
air.
a hole through the pants
Nah,
of the
you're
iron. Come on
fine.
Yeah,
up.
happy Valentine's
Come
Day.
on,
Fine.
let's go for a nice down. We'll get an ice cream cone.
Let's get
That's
You
why
pick up the
it's
stick
there.
real
just
quick.
in case.
See, we're learning new things here on the Freakin' Awesome Paranormal Show.
Yeah, laws
Right.
stay when it never happens.
Hopefully, no one takes their wife on a walk to the courthouse this Sunday and
Hopefully.
listen to the show.
Hopefully.
Just saying.
Don't test the
Don't do
laws,
that.
folks. God only knows what they'll enforce and not enforce these days.
If
Oh,
you
I know,
see
right?
Diane with a black eye, mind your business.
As long as it's on a Sunday on the courthouse, we can't say anything. Just kind of might say we'll just turn the other cheek.
Here, I'm just trying to share information. I'm getting somebody assaulted. Odd Virginia holds no responsibility for information used
Exactly.
during podcast hours.
My wife is
Please
probably
use at
listening
your
to
own,
this right now. and-
your own choices. We are not legal experts. We are entertainers.
Public service announcements.
And now you know.
Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Joe.
The more you know.
Little star goes across.
The more you
The
know.
rainbow.
It's right.
Don't go to the courthouse on Sundays if you're a female. And married.
Stay from the courthouse if you're a female on a Sunday at noon. Just
Diane just
walk
said
the
she's
opposite
not going
direction.
to the
What's up,
courthouse.
Jennifer? Hey,
Today.
Kristen. We're having a very informative conversation about laws. And don't be watching you go on the sidewalk, please. I mean, I should have to tell you that, but just in case, do it in your backyard. Just not on the front yard, just not on the sidewalk.
You know
Well, that
what,
way it
Diane?
fertilizes
Embarrass
the
your mule.
soil.
keep that stuff private.
You know what Bella used to call donkeys?
Do what?
Do you know what Bella used to call donkeys?
No.
Honkies.
Honkies. Honkies.
I'll dig it.
Every time
That is
someone
funny.
says mule, I always think of Isabella and her honkies.
You
all the
honky.
time. My dog.
So guys,
I go to the donkey tonk.
honky tonk. What somebody let's get away from the laws because everything we do with that all day.
Yeah, we
But
could.
what do you think it is about Virginia that makes it so ripe for so many different odd stories?
As far as the paranormal aspect's concerned, I would say it's definitely the history. It's just steeped in war. So you'll have a lot of wartime stories from Revolution to Civil War, right? There's a lot of action happened here. So I think people see a lot of old-timey soldiers in Virginia.
Mhm.
Aside from that, you also have the aspect of how mountainous it is. You know, we're on the Appalachian mountain chain, so you'll get a lot of those strange old Appalachian sorts of folk tales, and a lot of those things are still true to this day.
Yeah, and like he was saying, with the Appalachia comes the huge diversity and melting pot that the Appalachia became. We actually did a 2-part series on the Appalachia and just like high strangeness in the hills, and just like all the different people and cultures that came together. Because Appalachia was like the first big melting pot. It wasn't like the major cities. There was people from all walks of life, all races and creeds coming together in the Appalachia to try to carve out their lives together. So you take the cultures from all these different countries and regions around the world and bring them all together in one place where there's not been people before, and they're seeing things, a lot of them for the first time, or things that have been just stories passed down from their ancestors or to the native people that were here before we ever decided to come and wreck their party. And Virginia is also such a diverse state because we're like the third largest state in the union. And we have, it's in one day. If you hit the interstates right, you can go skiing in the morning and be on the beach having a cookout in the afternoon.
Yep.
It's just, we're very diverse. We've broken up in sections. And then if you go way back, before the Civil War, Virginia was Virginia and West Virginia. So then we are, like, before Texas, the largest state in the union, and just even more diverse between our populations, everything. It's just, so you're bringing in all these people into places that people have never been before, and just makes nothing but storytelling and awesome history.
That's really interesting. Like that is like, I want to know more.
Yeah, it's funny you mention it too, because I've seen, it's funny how things like flow through TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. There's been a lot recently of the lures of the Appalachia, like don't look out your windows at night and don't look over the tree lines or don't look out into the woods. All kinds of different things. That's funny that you mentioned that, because I've just been seeing a lot of that recently, people talking about that.
There are tons and tons of Appalachian superstitions. I remember doing the research for our mini series just to see, what's sort of things I've never heard of before. And there's just silly little niggling things like, if your left hand itches or if your right hand itches, what those things mean. You're going to get money, you're going to lose money. If your left ear itches, your right ear itches. It's very silly stuff, but all sorts of just these little tiny superstitions that everybody used to know.
And they all came across from Europe and where they came from through the years, and it's they kind of stuck around from when they brought it from the old country.
Well, yeah. And from like England and the United Kingdom area and everything, they have all their old Jack tales, like Jack and the Beanstalk, and like there was always a character named Jack. That's how they actually came up with the idea of Jack the Ripper. Was the name, because like the protagonist is
Spring-heeled Jack as well.
Yeah. So then when they came over to the New World, Virginia and everything, it started to become Bill stories, because people that were loyal to William. So then it became, and that's where the term hillbillies came from. But then that's where like all the different bills came from, and John Tales as well.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
I'll try to pull up and share in the comments. I'm just trying my other computer. I got my other screen. I mean, is acting slow. I'll try to share the link to the YouTube series we did on Appalachia stories and everything like that. It's a 2-part
Yeah.
series, but it's so much fun. And
Yeah, that's some of my
Alex
favorite
played
stuff.
Q&A with me, trying to trip me up on old Appalachia terms too.
Yeah, Bill is true to his name, an actual hillbilly. He's a
I
West Virginia
am
boy.
like an
My
electric
dad used to
hillbilly.
call himself.
I'm
My
a
dad's from
city slicker.
Appalachia.
I'm a mountain man that needs fiber optic.
Yeah.
There you go.
High
But
tech
no,
redneck.
yeah, that's fair enough. I have a hybrid, but I have a '96 Ford Bronco. You know, you got to bring yin
Okay, there
to
you
the
go.
yang.
Kind of even out a little bit.
I make
What's
up
the,
for
um,
like all the gas guzzling with the hybrid.
What's the weirdest cryptid you guys heard of from
Ooh.
Virginia?
Good one.
Yep.
That is a good one. As far as tales that I've heard personally from, straight from the source, I've heard of fairies actually being here, which is crazy, with photographic evidence. Didn't want to come on the show, and I'm to this day very not happy about that, because I really wanted to put that stuff out there, but
That would have been a good
fairies
story.
is really, really cool to me. I love hearing about fairies
Yeah.
and little people, so that I think is the strangest, just because you're like, fairies, nah, like, what, out of all the things that you hear about, that's something that you hear so infrequently that it's hard to believe.
But I sometimes wonder if, Ryan, if the light activity that happens out at the cabin isn't some fae or fairy activity.
That's what we've been talking about.
Oh yeah.
Out there, we've seen weird blue and red lights in the way back behind the cabin. And someone said, yeah, you guys need to come check it out. You definitely need to come.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Check out the cabin on 360. But
we're always down.
A lot of weird stuff, man.
Howie and I were back there doing an investigation back in December, and we saw, it was me, Howie, Jason, and then a few other members, and we saw red lights literally floating all around us. Like, it was just like, it was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my whole entire existence of life. Like, it was so crazy.
That sounds awesome.
It was just, yeah. So, I mean,
we're in the middle of Mechanicsville too. It's not like we're in the mountains way off in the holler or something. We are right. You can hear 360. From where we are. So it's not like we're like middle of nowhere. But I was listening to the last podcast, when you did with the book Bigfoot and Pound, Virginia.
Oh yeah.
And the listening to the I guess the Bigfoot calls that Harley had recorded, and I got something that sounded eerily similar to what he recorded in the woods behind the cabin.
Ooh.
Wow.
And I played it for people. They're like, it's just a dog. But when I so what happened was I was near the house, right? And I yelled like, hey. And then I heard on the recorder, like a howl back, but I didn't hear it after I actually yelled. Oh, I heard it when I played it back. They're like, oh, it must be a dog. Well, if it was a dog, I would have heard it. But I guess if it was a Bigfoot, I would have heard it too. So I don't know what it was. It was just weird.
Was it high pitch?
EVP.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like, but it didn't sound human, whatever it was. But people say they heard screams that they two or three people that heard the scream said they heard a scream that sounded like a pterodactyl.
Whoa.
Evan and I heard something like that too. Like, we heard a very loud, high pitched scream coming from in back of the rancher, and like we fucking jetted to the cabin. We were so scared. Like, Josh was with us too. Josh was I mean, he'll never admit it, but he was probably scared too, because that was crazy.
It's hard not to be scared when you hear a scream like that, just because.
And it's coming from the darkness.
Yeah. It's just a national response. National.
The National Guard come out.
It's a national response. Natural response to the fight or flight type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you hear a scream, you're gonna jump.
Yeah, and the cabin on 360 is on Leyline, and so I think of it as like the equivalent of Skinwalker Ranch, because there's everything there. Like it's not just paranormal. Like they're like ghost wise. Like they're just everything that you could possibly imagine has either been recorded there or heard there, seen there. Like it's crazy. Like it is the craziest place I've been to.
Yeah, it's like a paranormal mecca.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we actually did an episode that we called Virginia Skinwalkers Ranch.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Alex, where was that place at again?
That was in Tom's Brook.
Okay, yeah.
And I'd been up there a couple of times to check it out, and there's definitely something strange going on. But it's another one of those things where it's just like everything you can think of all intersects right there.
Because that's the cabin is. It's crazy.
It is a crazy place, and I can't wait to get you guys out there. And
we'll definitely
Dusty and Jennifer too from Cincinnati Paranormal. They want to come out as well.
Awesome.
Do you guys find that you get more stories from the country or like rural areas, or is it like in the city?
Yeah, definitely more country. And I think country folk are more likely to talk about the weird stuff that happens. Because the big cities in Virginia are definitely haunted by a long shot. You know, and we get a lot of listeners from Richmond and Virginia Beach, Hampton area. But for the most part, it's people out this way on this side of the strait near the mountains that end up actually sending me emails.
Well, and if you talk about the cities of Virginia, and like the big ones like Richmond and Virginia Beach and Norfolk and Fredericksburg and Roanoke, they're not big cities, like at all.
No.
They're still considered, for the most part, compared to some, it'd be like rural cities, small cities.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I mean, we still get things in the cities of Virginia as well. Just it leans a lot more towards the country, like like the Hollywood vampire. There in Richmond, the cemetery and everything like that. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in the cities, but like Alex was saying, just it seems like people are more open to want to talk about it and not feel as judged in the country, because it's like, screw it, I don't care. I saw what I saw, boy.
Yeah, it's more part of the culture, I think, in the country.
Yeah,
especially in the Appalachian area, because there's so much folklore associated with it. So it's kind of like you've grown up on all of these different stories, so everybody's kind of used to talking about things that are not of the norm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had the craziest story one time come to me when I was actually camping in the George Washington National Forest, and it was well after dark, and it was me and some friends from work just camping out there having a good time. And I think everybody wanted to go to the lake at night, so it was just me and one other person left at the camp, and we're laying down by the fire having a little heart-to-heart, and then some car pulls up, headlights, I think even high beams blaring, I don't know, it was very blinding. And this dude comes out of the car talking about Sasquatch. And I was like, how'd you find me all the way out here? I don't have cell service. Oh, it was great. But apparently he was invited by one of the other campers. But literally just as soon as he sets foot out of the car, he just starts talking about Sasquatch and how something was throwing boulders at him. And I was like, wow, do you know who I am?
That's funny.
It's awesome that people are so open about their experiences, and I think with this social media and with these podcasts and people like stuff like that, people want to tell their stories, and all they want is an excuse to tell their stories. Give them like, oh, I want to hear what you have to say. Then they'll open it up. They won't open up unless you ask them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case about 50-50, because there are also those people who don't want to make it known that they're have experienced something. They'll talk to you personally, but they don't want to make a show out of it or whatever. They're very private about it. I've gotten a lot of that too.
That's true.
That guy who was who interviewed the guy from Pound, man, I had no idea that seeing a Bigfoot could affect you that much, where he doesn't want to even go in the woods anymore, or he gave up hunting because
he actually just started going hunting
experience.
again. He was posting
He
about
did?
it.
Okay. Well, good, because I mean that's just I can't imagine something affected me like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could.
You know?
I could
when
too.
I was out with Logan during our experience in where was that? The Mall Heart Trail in Massanutten. When we heard something that we even just thought was Bigfoot, man, my knees were clattering together, like just scariest thing I'd ever experienced. Really, the surprise of it, I think, is what did it for me. But it was so scary to hear this disembodied voice come out of the woods, and it was deep and guttural. And turns out there was a dude there, like 10 o'clock at night, in the bush. He was camping.
Oh, what was he doing?
What was he doing?
He was sleeping.
Oh, was it snoring you heard?
Now it's like I'm like,
No,
what?
no, I think maybe we had woken him up because we were walking and talking, and we were out there walking and talking so late at night because we were looking for signs, right? And nighttime's the time to do it. So he might have just woken up hyperventilating, or he had heard us talking and decided he was going to scare us. I'm not sure what. But as soon as I heard that it was like 20 feet away, I was like, man, I could get ripped apart from this distance if that's what I think it is.
Well, that's the thing talk about earlier with the screaming. You know, you hear something like, or you hear a disembodied voice in a haunted house or something like you're there. You weren't there for Bigfoot, but if you're there for, you go to a haunted location and you're there to hunt, look for spirits and stuff, and you hear a disembodied voice, you're not expecting it. It's going to make you tense up, and you might get scared, but that's just a natural reaction. You just collect yourself and, do what you need to do. But the first initial reaction would probably be like, oh my God, what the hell is that? You know?
When I was
sorry,
go ahead.
I was going to say, well, also, was that the same trip, or Alex, or was it a different trip when you were out on Humpback where you saw the orbs, that orange orb?
No, we saw the orb at the Mall Heart Trail, and then we went to Humpback later together, which was also pretty strange in itself. But the floating ball of light was the weirdest thing I've probably ever seen in the woods.
You saw an
there's a
actual
story.
orb?
Yeah, it was very
close.
Story. Sure. Well, one of my guests for the show, actually, I'd interviewed him, and he ended up living pretty close by in Massanutten, which is a ski resort area. He hikes out that area. He did sort of, I guess you could call it kind of a CE5 sort of thing, where he goes out hiking late at night and does his meditation, and he's looking to see if he can find any confirmation that Bigfoot exists. And one night he had probably 10 to 15 feet away from him the vocalizations that he describes as the ones that Ron Moore had recorded for the Sierra Sounds. Very popular, probably the most famous Bigfoot recordings. He'd heard something similar to that, like right next to him, scared him to death. So he called me about it. We talked about it, and I was like, "You're close by. Let's go check it out." So we go back out there at night, hiked from about 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and set up camp deep in the wilderness out there. And on the way, we had seen a amber red glowing ball of light about 15 feet off the ground, 35 yards away or so, under the tree canopy. And as soon as we saw it, we both stop and stare. It's like, what is that? And he told me straight up, that's an orb. He sees them all the time. He claims. And now that I've gone with him, I have to believe him because I saw one too. And as soon as he said, it can hear us talking about it right now, or it knows we're talking about it, the thing started moving. And, it was cool, but it was like, what in the world is going on out here? It ended up moving downwards and sort of taking cover behind some bush. And as we kept walking, we saw it once more. Well, I saw it once more. He's blind as a bat, but I saw it again. And it was a confirmation to me.
How big
It
was
was. I would say it's about the size of a cantaloupe.
Oh my God, that's
Oh
big.
wow.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Well, I think that's the thing too. When you're doing these squatch hunts, if you will, usually you're deep in the woods. Like you're way in. So like you got to hike to get back to your car, to get to the main road, to get away. So to me that, and I think when you're at night in those woods, it's harder to understand proximity. Is it right next to me? Is it 10 feet from me? Is it 100 yards from me?
Yeah.
And when most of us, when we're investigating haunted houses, or locations, if we want out, our car is right outside. And we
That's
just
true.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so it's a different fear factor.
Yeah.
Well, the orb
When,
itself wasn't scary. I would say it didn't really impose any sort of feelings upon me. I didn't have any sort of visceral reaction to it. It was just like, oh, look at that. What in the world?
What's that?
Yeah.
More of
And
a curious thing.
you are deep in the woods in that Massanutten area. Like Massanutten is just deep in the woods, but you have the Blue Ridge Parkway running also deep through the woods. So
That's crazy.
I don't think we were more than a mile in before we saw that.
Wow.
Dang, man.
What is the craziest ghost story you've heard?
I'd have to think on that. Bill, do you have one?
Man, I love that one where it was that couple that had the house where their desk was haunted by the Civil War guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one was weird.
That was super. So these people built an addition on their house, and his grandmother lived there originally, and then I can't remember if she had passed or if she had moved in with the mom and dad. So he took over the section of the house that they had built for their grandmother, and they had this old like roll top desk, and the husband and wife kept on getting like notes and like weird stuff going on in their the room that they had the desk in and everything like that. And it was like
Apparitions at night as well.
yeah. What was it? It was they even told him a name. Was it Henry?
It was Michael.
Michael. Yeah.
Right.
See, I remember the big details. He remembers the small details because I have
don't remember all
ADHD.
of them. Yeah, that was a good while ago, but it was such an interesting story. And one of the things that gets me about it is when people report seeing like a black looking fog in the room, as if you had dripped ink into a cup of water, like black ink, and that's just sitting above you. That's the kind of stuff that scares me.
I've seen that before.
Oh,
100%. I've seen it in my, like, I have woken up and like, I don't know, like at first I've seen it a few times. At first I thought it was when I was little, I was diagnosed with sleep paralysis because I told my mom, and my mom took me to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "You have sleep paralysis," and I was like, "All right, cool," but I could still move, like, and he was like, "Well, it doesn't matter. You still have sleep paralysis." I was like, "Okay." So, and like in my teens, I remember waking up in my bedroom and like this big blob of just black, but it's all moving around. It's almost, it resembled like smoke, but it's all black and right up above my face. And I screamed so loud, and I got up and I'm just like looking around, and it's like in the corner, and then it just like dissolves into the wall. And then it happened again like a few years ago in this house. And I'm a medium.
What do you think it is?
I see things. It's not like, you know, I'm not, but it's just,
Yeah.
it was the craziest. That's the craziest. That's really, really
I wonder
weird.
what it is.
as if
Is
the
it spirit
paralysis
trying to
itself wasn't
manifest?
scary enough.
But the
Or
thing is, it's like, I'm not proud. Like, I literally am not, like I can move.
Oh,
I can move fully. And like, I'm up kind of thing. Like I just wake up, like I either hear things or like it feels like it's windy. Like it's blowing air onto my face or wherever it is. Like you could feel like the energy from it. And that's what's waking me up. It's like, it's the craziest thing in the world.
yeah,
I
don't
say
want
that a
that.
lot, but I mean, it is very crazy.
it's pretty crazy.
To me, that screams of demonic
Yeah.
manifestation, personally.
Because I don't know, like that's why when you said that, I was like, oh my God.
And that all came from a desk, you guys said?
Apparently, there was something to do with an attachment on the desk, I think they said. There also looking into being paranormal investigators themselves, that couple that came on and shared that story. And they had a lot more. That was a 2-part episode. So that was 2 hours worth of conversation. Really, really interesting stuff that they had to share.
So the notes, were they written like on like a piece of paper or like a notebook paper? Was it just everyone had to wake up and find a new note sitting there, or what was the deal with the?
I wish I could remember those details. There was
Let me
something going on in the desk drawer. That was
something
the
in
thing.
the desk drawer, and
drawer.
wasn't the name Michael? They came in one day and the word Michael was carved on the desk or written on the desk.
Exactly.
Oh,
Cool. They had pictures of. Do you have pictures of the carving?
We just do
Actually, didn't even
audio,
ask for that.
unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah, I like it when people send in pictures, but you know, the podcast itself is in an audio format, so
it's a great story.
Yeah, usually link stuff if they send me anything to a Google Photos thing.
Well,
but that didn't have any photos.
I'd be more than happy to come on and talk about the cabin on 360 with you guys.
Oh, that would be great.
Absolutely.
you should, Ryan.
That would be awesome.
It'd be a fun episode.
Yeah, we should talk about it while we're there.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be
We'll do it
so
live
cool.
from the cabin.
Right. You have
Yeah.
to tell me when they come so I can go over there.
Oh yeah, you'd definitely be there too, no doubt. Rhonda can come too. We'll make it a party.
Let's do it.
Man.
Pizza party.
Do you have any stories from like in like Richmond area?
The surrounding areas. I distinctly remember the Mechanicsville crawler episode.
I want to hear about that.
Yeah, within Virginia or within Richmond itself, I don't think we have anything directly. But the Mechanicsville crawler was a great one because I absolutely love hearing stories of pale crawlers. That's something that's a little bit more obscure than your normal cryptids, although it's still kind of ranking up there as maybe like B tier as far as commonality. Keep bumping my mic. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We had a very young man out there who had a little camping area that he and his friends would go to all the time out in Mechanicsville or around Mechanicsville. Isolated, he would go out there with his buddies, and they'd bring their guns, and they'd set up little forts or whatever. And one night, 2 of them hiked off alone. He said it was a moonlit night, so things were pretty visible. And I think he was in a clearing, and they were hanging out there under the moonlight when something white had caught their attention. And this was, he measured it in double digits yards, so it was not too terribly far, not too terribly close. But this thing, he said, looked like a man crawling on all fours and peeking at them from behind the trees and seeming very curious about it, or curious about them. And it didn't scare them off, and they couldn't scare it off. But they just all kind of stood and observed each other for a good while.
I find that interesting. I've only seen one crawler, and that was at St. Albans, where other people have seen crawlers. And luckily, my friend saw it at the same time. Like one person in our team walked through, didn't see it. She was walked through, and I saw her look up, and I looked up, and I was like, oh. But it was much like that. I didn't feel threatened or anything like that. It was just kind of like, you stay there, I'll stay there. You keep walking, I'll keep walking. It was very bizarre.
I would
kind of a high bye.
Yeah, it's like, I see you, you see me. Let's just keep going.
Acknowledge each other.
Rhonda.
I would crap in my pants.
No, I've for the most part heard that these things just kind of come across as curious as opposed to malignant in any sort of way. But there was one story that I dug up from Virginia around the Richmond area as well, if I remember properly. I might be getting this wrong, but I think it was near Richmond. And the guy said that he was hanging out in the backyard with a campfire going, and the campfire died down in what he describes as sort of like a supernaturally fast pace. And then he saw the thing. And as he was trying to get away from it, he felt a burning sensation on his back and ended up with scratch marks, although it never got anywhere close to him. So he believes it was some sort of a psychic attack.
Interesting.
Oh my
Is that the one
God.
from Lafayette?
I can't remember properly, honestly.
Okay.
Could have been.
Man.
But he
That's
had
the thing,
pictures of
man.
the scratch marks.
Holy crap.
We don't know what these things can do, really. Like, as far as like these Bigfoot interdimensional, or is it like a flesh and blood creature? Or is it are these
Alien?
creatures that they can attack you with their minds? It's just, you really don't know what you're
It's all
dealing
very
with.
convoluted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's fascinating.
Still no. Yeah.
That stuff we really dug in with. We did an interview with Daniel Benoit, who is the founder of the East Coast Bigfoot Research Organization. And that guy's probably forgotten more about Bigfoot than I've
Yeah.
ever even learned. like he just has so many great ideas and has put in so much field time and everything like that. And that was a great interview. That was one of those interviews where me and Alex just kind of sat back and let Daniel take us to school.
Yeah, I love those ones.
Yeah. He's so fun to talk to.
Oh my
I
gosh,
want to
such a
go
wild guy.
Bigfoot hunting so bad. Like, that's one of my goals in life, is to just do a camping trip where we just set out to try to find it.
Got to make it happen.
Me and Alex still need to go back to there's this place not far from us called Home Quarry that we've went camping a couple times, and we've seen some weird stuff up there. Like, there's no wind, nothing going on. We have a campsite set up, and we're not like we're like 30 minutes from Harrisonburg, 45 minutes from Harrisonburg at that point. We're not like deep in it because we wanted to go farther back, but there was some problems with my Broncos, so we couldn't go back the old Forest Development Road, because the road goes 5 miles into George Washington National Forest and stops where the quarry actually was and everything. That's where we really wanted to go camping, but we couldn't. So we're just like this little primitive site, just like right by the lake. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, some drinks had been had, some dinner had been eaten. Everyone's kind of winding down for the night, and all of a sudden, a branch that's like the size of my arm just falls out of the sky.
The
no
thickness
wind
of your arm. That thing was like 10, 15 feet long.
Well, yeah, I meant like big around,
Wow.
but yeah, no, it was a huge branch. And then you went back to your campsite and your tent had been collapsed. Remember?
Yeah.
It was weird stuff. And then I've had weird experiences back in my property in West Virginia. I've got some old family property above Lost River State Park in Lost River, West Virginia. And my truck, I was coming down the property, and it's just a single lane old logging road that goes into my property, and a tree was across the road. And my dad took the damn chainsaw out of the building, so I had a collapsible bow saw. I'm sawing through it. It pinches the blade. Great. Now it's 1883 action. I break out and I'm chopping the tree, trying to do this, and it's like 85 degrees outside, like 90% humidity. I'm fat and sweating and just dying. And all of a sudden, there's knocking. I hear knocks, I hear whistles and everything. My buddy of mine and Alex was with me, and I'm like, bro, did you hear that? And he was, yes. And it's not like it was a neighbor trying to mess with us. It's 250 acres. There's no neighbors on the mountain like that are nearby or anything. And like I would I would chop like 3 times and stop, and it wasn't like an echo where like it immediately came back. It was like chop, 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 45 seconds, bang, 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 like down in the gully.
Oh wow.
Property. I'm like, okay, we need to go. We need to get this taken care of. We need to get this tree cut right meow. like there's been like weird things, like, I would be brush hogging one of the fields we have on the property, because we have like some fields that we do like wheat and alfalfa and stuff, like food plots for the whitetail and turkey and stuff on the property and everything like that. And I would be like brush hogging a field first time in spring, and I'd hear somebody whistle. And I'm like, oh, and I have like earbuds in, but it was like a really loud whistle. I'm like, oh, Dad must be up here, even though it didn't say it was coming up. And I turn and look, and there's no truck, there's no one there. And like, you go in a hunting blind at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you can't really see your hand in front of your face. and the blind's broken. You're like, oh God. And at first you think a bear must have knocked it down. And then you remember that black bear don't get that big on the mountain, but the blind is like 7 foot tall and it's collapsed from the top.
Oh
And the
wow.
beams on the top are broken and there's no branches or anything. And my dad tells me I'm crazy, but the property that's just below us on the mountain just got sold, and they clear cut it, and it's pushed all the deer, which is great, all the turkey, which is great, and all these animals are coming up. Some of that property is property that people probably haven't been walking around on in 150 years.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if it's pushed the old man of the woods, wood booger, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call him,
Wood
on up
booger.
too.
Yeah.
That's an old Appalachian term for
wood
Bigfoot,
booger.
wood booger. Because booger is old slang for ghost or spirit.
The boogeyman.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that.
No. We
That's
got
where the
wood
term
Oh,
booger.
we can
boogeyman
give you all
actually comes
teaching
from.
in the Appalachia.
Listen,
Tell you what,
I
man.
love Appalachian TikTok, man. I could spend hours on that.
Me
thing.
too.
My,
Me too.
My former co-host is actually from around Pound, Virginia.
Yes, she
And
is.
she her name's Holly Mullins, and she was telling me about the wood burgers and stuff. I was like, wood burgers? Like, yeah, it's what we call Bigfoot around here.
Oh, it's not tree
Sounds
sap?
like something from Burger King.
No, it's boogers, not burgers.
Wood burgers.
Yeah, wooden
Hungry,
burgers
fat and
don't have a
hungry.
very good taste.
That's the Impossible
Guys,
Whopper.
I've just had a half a pot of coffee trying to wake up because I'm a night shift guy and I've just finished 3 full days of absolutely grueling labor. So I'm awake now, but I really gotta pee. So I'll be back.
we're gonna cut this short. Cut this. We did an hour and we learned some stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, if we like to educate people on the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show, especially when they take their time out from National Cherry Pie Day and National Handcuff Day. Gotta make it worth their while. Where can people hear your podcast? Where can people follow you guys?
Okay, sure. Our podcast is pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We have a Buzzsprout distribution, so you can hear us on the major podcast platforms and probably a whole bunch of other little ones. But the most content goes to YouTube. So Odd Virginia on YouTube or Odd Virginia, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, whatever you use. You'll probably be able to find us pretty easy.
Awesome, guys.
And then we've
Thank
got our
you.
socials, Bill. What are the...
And then we also have a Facebook page. Not super active on the Facebook page, which is my bad because Meta, for whatever reason, doesn't like combining the Instagram and Facebook page and always wants to share stuff on my personal page instead of the Odd Virginia page, but the stuff gets out there. But on Instagram, we're at odd.virginia. On Instagram, sweet dank memes, information about our episodes. We do retrospectives and throw up like, hey, check out this old episode because we're 35, 36 episodes in now, Alex.
Nice.
36.
Yeah, I think it's 36.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And we don't do an episode every week. We try to do one about every other week. Alex, he was talking about it. He works a pretty grueling shifts and he just got a holiday season in a warehouse. So now we're gonna try to get things rolling again and everything like that. Just the holiday seasons, they just beat this poor boy up to death. So I try to keep people entertained and then find little cool things we can do, little short videos on, just to keep people, engaged and everything like that. But please comment, follow. It really helps. We're trying to build up so that we can make this be a fun little part-time gig and just pay for the hosting and stuff like that and everything. We do have a Patreon also, so when we do episodes we try to record an hour and a half of regular episode, and then we try to have a bonus a part 2 on our Patreon and everything like that. So we've been around for a little while, and then Alex started it, and me and Alex have been buddies forever, and then dude, I love this stuff, let me help, let me just do anything I can. And so we'll do episodes together sometimes, and then I do the social media because Alex hates social media, so I work my nerdy magic.
So you're the one I'm talking to you on Instagram.
Yep, that was me, brother.
Okay, I got you. Awesome.
Can I
and
say
guys,
one thing?
Yeah.
Just one thing. You guys have like the best voices. for
Yes.
podcasting. I can listen to you
Yes.
guys all day, every day. Like
Yes.
honestly.
Subscribe and you can, by all means.
I did. I just subscribed. If you see Sarah Carmela, that is why.
Thanks,
Well,
Sarah.
also, Sarah, like I said, I shared in there, but if you look, we've got 2 great Appalachia episodes since you seem to like that so much, man. Like, you'd really get a kick out of it. And you get to hear me, like, really kick on, like, country boy voice, because, like, what family didn't float over in a
Alter
wine keg from
ego.
Italy was, like, just West Virginia Appalachia trash. So it kicks in real hard sometimes.
They do a great job with their show. We're listening to some episodes today, and yeah, if you guys please subscribe to them, go check out their pages, go on Instagram, follow them, and yeah, it will definitely come on and talk about the cabin.
We'd love to come check out that
360.
cabin too.
Absolutely.
Like, we'd love to have you on talking about the cabin, but we'd love to come out there and maybe like check it out with you guys, and maybe even do some recordings up there with you guys also, because it
Nice.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, and let me know anytime. I'll have you guys out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
Alex, Bill, thank you so much for coming on the show. And
Thanks
we'll
for
definitely
having
have
us,
you
guys.
back on to hear some more stories in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. Just let us know.
All right, sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye, freaks.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was a lot of fun, man.
was
They're really,
So
really
fun
cool.
and educational.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it was. I could talk about that all day, every day.
Yeah.
That stuff is just right up my alley, man.
Me too.
That,
God.
yeah.
Like my
I tell you what,
dad-
I was just, I don't know, halfway through the show, I just started blanking out, man. I'm like, I don't even know what's wrong. I can't even think of
You're
questions.
crashing. I saw you. You
Yeah.
were crashing.
I am
It's
tired.
like that high you've been talking about was like,
Yeah.
Are you sleepy?
No, I think my eyes are tired. My body's still like, oh my God.
Your eyes are like,
Oh my God.
we gotta sleep, and your body's
Yeah.
like, let's get this done.
that's right.
Yeah. It's like an internal battle between the energy I have from the show and then, knowing that it's freaking 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So Rhonda,
Yes.
where can the freaks find you?
You can find me on the Orion Effect on Sunday nights on Riff Nation Network at 7 p.m. This coming up Sunday, we have John Harris from RVA Paranormal.
Oh, I love him. He's
He'll be on, I
awesome.
believe. And then this weekend, FPRI is doing a private investigation at a haunted location in southeastern Virginia.
Ooh.
Nice.
And then we go on March the 2nd. John at least will be at Pamplin Park. I may be at Pamplin Park for that investigation. And then March 9th, FPRI, the haunted photographer, Tyler Darnell, and RVA will be at Sweet Springs. Then in April, we'll be joining you actually on March the 16th, I will be at Peaceful Easy Healing in Fredericksburg. Sandra Dye of the FPRI will be doing a class on making dream catchers, and I will be offering readings that day. And then in April, we'll be joining you, Ryan, at the cabin.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Looking forward to that. Sarah, where can the freaks find you?
You can find us at Pungo Paranormal Investigators on Facebook, and then Pungo Paranormal on Instagram. And we will be at the cabin next weekend. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
We'll be at Sweet Springs on March 2nd. So I'm so excited about that. We're doing a huge collab with a bunch of different creators, and I'm really looking forward to this, man. It's going to be so fun.
That's awesome. And you can find the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitch, and Threads. We're all over the place.
We are everywhere.
Everywhere.
We have
Watching.
investigations.
I mean, you
At the
should be
cabin.
watching.
Yeah, we're
not
everywhere.
watching.
Always watching you.
We have our eyes on you. And of course, we have our investigation at the cabin this weekend, and we have one. I'll I'll be at Pamplin Park on March 2nd. And back on at the cabin on April 6th.
Ooh.
So that's what we have going on so far. Next week, Sarah and I will be reacting to videos, and those are always fun.
Yeah.
What kind of
And if
videos are y'all reacting to?
Listen, you're gonna have to watch and see.
Yes.
Oh,
we had a very special reaction video last night.
That was so funny.
Oh my God. I mean, we could do it again.
Are we gonna do it again?
Yeah, I'll play it again. Let me
Okay.
see. Let me find it here.
God, it was so funny. I laughed so hard. I was singing to it. I had that song stuck in my head all night.
Oh, Ryan will do that to you. Ryan will come up with stuff that gets stuff in your head.
This will get stuck in your head, Rhonda. And
Because my mom,
maybe
like I
thanking
said,
me
she's
or
my
cursing
mom.
me. I'm not sure which. Then we'll end it on this note.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Penny for your thoughts. I hate Brenda, and a bad guy hit me in the shin, and I peed all on my pants. It's nothing a little music can't help. Rockin', and rollin'. Down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head, not fun. I said, seagulls, stop it now. Everyone told me not to stroll on that beach. Said seagulls gonna come, hook me in a coconut, and they did. And they did. Had me going like, nothing I could do but yeah. When these birds attacked me, when I tried to run, I fell, and then these kids started laughing. And then got hit in the neck with a hacky sack. Where did it come from? Now run, jump. I can be a backpack while you run, jump, and stop. Put me down. I love to groove and boogie. Yeah. Show you some dance moves.
No, I don't want you to.
If I had your giant feet out there on the beach, could have outrun those birds.
You're a psycho wiener.
Let me grab my beater.
Stop it, please. Don't hit me. Please. Don't hit me.
Come on, man. Quit that banging.
Hey, what's that stank?
You put a fish in our basket.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I did that.
You owe me an apology.
Just hold your breath and see when the time is right. Birds will back your face. Now run, jump. I can be your backpack while you run. Swing from a hairy vine. I can be your backpack while you climb. Stand on one hand and lift rocks with your special gift. Run, jump. Now breathe. That's good. Like that. Like that. One day I was walking and I found this big log. Then I rolled the log over, and underneath was a tiny little stick. And I was like, that log had a child. Listen, boy, someday when you are older, you could get hit by a boulder. While you're lying there screaming, come help me, please. The seagulls,
The Bigfoot.
both your knees. Stop it now.
Yeah, whatever you're saying.
Stop it now.
Stop it now. That log had a child.
That was that was
So,
good. That was
That's the
good.
kind of that's the kind of stuff we're going to be reacting to next week. Probably some
Yeah.
ghost stuff.
My cheeks already hurt.
My cheeks hurt last night just laughing at it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw the video. I'm like, I cannot wait till next week to show this. I must share it tonight. So I mentioned Sarah.
I know
I'm
you
like,
thought that was impromptu. last night. You like threw that out there out of nowhere.
yeah, I had to do it, guys. I'm sorry for ruining Empire Strikes Back for all of you guys. Thank you, Tracy, for watching. Thank you, Steve, Alex. Again, I'm sorry for ruining Empire Strikes Back for you guys, but I had to do it. We'll be back next week reacting to some paranormal videos, music videos, whatever we feel like talking about. Oh, yeah. Well, that's true, Alex. And I'm going to hope you guys have a great week. Rhonda, have fun on your investigation. Sarah, I will see you. You know, maybe you'll come by the cabin during the week sometime, hang out with Howie and I. We'll figure it out. And if not, I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
And guys, we'll be back
tomorrow. Jason and I are going to Cold Harbor. Forgot to say.
Okay, and I'll be doing the when you going to Cold Harbor?
Noon ish.
I might. I've got the what's going on podcast at 11 o'clock cabin with Howie. Maybe I'll see if he wants to run out there.
Yeah, I had to leave it. We're gonna do pretty short little burst investigation. I never been.
We'll see if Howie wants to run out there, or well, we can do like a joint investigation.
On Fridays, I can escape sometimes on Fridays.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. We're out there, you know, from like 11 till like what, 2 o'clock or whatever, usually on a Friday.
Yeah, I could probably do that on Friday. Not this Friday because I think we're heading to southeastern Virginia at like 3 o'clock. But
okay, yeah, we'll
but
figure
after
it out.
that,
Interesting to do like a joint investigation with you in Cold Harbor and us at the cabin.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. All right,
I know you always wanted to do that.
Well, I'll let you know what if Howie wants to head out there, and we'll figure it out. Rhonda, I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Sarah, I'll see you in a couple days.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for coming on, helping me out, thank Rhonda for coming on, helping us out.
It was fun. That was fun.
Show.
I'm glad you invited me.
Yeah, I figured you might enjoy it. So.
Oh my gosh, I could have talked about Appalachia all night,
all day,
and the laws. Like
that's why I need to bring them back on. We got to get you can't do it all. We got to save some for later.
That's right.
So, all right, guys. Again, thank you for everyone for tuning in. We'll be back here. Same freaking awesome time. Same freaking awesome channel. Have a great night, guys.
Night, everyone.
Bye.